Good morning students, I welcome you all for the online class of business studies. Today we will be going to learn the importance of controlling chapter. As yesterday we started our class controlling, today we will be going to learn the various importance of controlling. The very first importance of controlling is helps in achieving organizational goals. When the plans are made in the organization, they are directed towards achievement of organizational goal, and for achievement of this organizational goal, controlling plays a very important role. Controlling function ensures all the activities in the organization take place according to plan, and if there is any deviation, timely action is taken to bring back the activities on the path of planning. When all the activities are going according to plan, then automatically these will direct towards achievement of organizational goals. Judging accuracy of standards. Through strategic controlling, we can easily judge whether the standard or target set are accurate or not. An accurate control system revises standards from time to time to match them with environmental changes. So controlling plays a very vital role in judging whether the accuracy of standards are there or not, whether we are accurate or not. If not, then it will be also finding the reason for the causes of non-fulfilling of the accuracy. So that is the work of the controlling. Making efficient use of resources. Definitely, when the things are in control, efficient and proper utilization of resources are done. Like traffic signal control guides the organization and keeps it on the right track. Each activity is performed according to predetermined standards. As a result, there is most effective and effective uses of resources. Improving employee motivation. The controlling improves the employees' motivation. As time to time it gives suggestion to the employees to be in their work to their best and to make the discipline of the organization to be done. An effective control system communicates the goals and standards of appraisal for employees to subordinates well in advance. The appraisal which the managers are doing for the employees makes them again to do their best to achieve the target. A good control system also guides employees to come out from their problems. This free communication and care motivate the employees to give better performance. Ensure order and discipline. Control creates an atmosphere of order and discipline in the organization. Effective controlling system keeps the subordinate under check and makes sure they perform their functions effectively. Sharp control can have a check over dishonesty and fraud of employees. Strict control monitors employees' work on computer monitor, which brings more order and discipline to work environment. So, controlling always ensures, make confirmation that order and discipline will be followed in a proper sequence, in a proper way that is needed to be followed in that organization. It creates the atmosphere which will make the people to work in a systematic order and make the work to be done. Facilitate coordination in action. Control helps to maintain equilibrium between the means and ends. What are the means, what we want to achieve, and when we are able to achieve it, it becomes the ends of the goal. Controlling makes sure that proper direction is taken and the various factors are maintained properly. All the departments are controlled according to predetermined standards which are well coordinated with one another. Control provides unity of direction. So, coordination, it facilitates coordination in action. What? Controlling. It coordinates the activities of the organization, it coordinates activities of the employees which has to be done. It maintains equilibrium between the means and ends. Controlling makes sure that proper direction will be taken and the various factors are maintained properly. All the departments are controlled according to predefined standards. Controlling helps in improving the performance of the employees. Controlling insists on continuous check on the employees and control helps in creating an atmosphere of order and discipline. Under controlling function, it is made sure that employees are aware of their duties and responsibilities very clearly. They must know clearly the standards against which their performance will be judged. These standards help the employees to work efficiently. So that is the part of the controlling, that not only it does the work efficiently but also it improves the performance of the employees, because time to time when we are coordinating with the employees to do the work in a proper way, in a disciplined way, definitely their performance level will be increasing. Time to time training regarding to the work when we are giving, then it will control their performance for the future period of time. So all these points says that the improvement in the performance of the employees can be done when proper controlling is done. Further, duties and responsibilities from time to time is imparted to the employees and then monitored by the superiors that whether they are doing the work according to the given task or not. Control can be exercised on employees' performance through following measures. Very first, self-appraisal report. The employees are asked to prepare a report of their own performance and to explain whether the performance is in accordance with the plan or not. In this report, employees specify their achievements. So that is a self-appraisal report which says that employers are asked to prepare a report of their performance and to explain whether their performance is properly done or not. They have to make that their self, and the future period of time it can be used there. Okay. Next is performance appraisal report by supervisors. The superior continuously monitor and observe the employees when they are performing the job, and comparison between the standard and actual performance is done. On the basis of this observation, the managers prepare performance appraisal report. This performance appraisal report, student, is very helpful because in the future period of time, if any opportunity is there that who has to be appointed for the future promotional seats, for these employees are taken according to their performance. This report can become the base for giving promotion, increments, bonus, etc. to the employees. To have good report, the employees perform efficiently and effectively. Controlling helps in minimizing the errors. Small errors or small mistakes may not seriously affect the organization, but if these errors are repeated again and again, it must need corrections. It will become a serious matter and can become disaster for the organization. An effective controlling system helps in minimizing the errors by continuously monitoring and check. The managers try to detect the errors on time and take the remedial steps to minimize the effects of errors. So that is the controlling helps in minimizing the errors, whatever type of errors are there. Small errors or small mistake may not seriously affect the organization, but if these errors are repeated, then definitely it becomes a serious matter and can bring disaster for the organization. Limitations of controlling, when we say importance, once again we can recall their students. Importance of controlling are as follows. It improves employees' motivation, it ensures order, discipline, it facilitates coordination in action, it helps in improving the performance of the employees, helps in minimizing the errors, helps in achieving the organizational goals, judging accuracy of standards, it makes efficient use of resources. These are the various importance, and definitely these are needed to be done, and for that effective controlling plays a very vital role. Limitations of controlling, definitely some gaps will be there, some limitations will be there, the drawbacks will be there. So let us have the drawbacks of the controlling. Very first limitation of controlling is difficulty in setting quantitative standards. Control system loses its effectiveness when standards of performance cannot be defined in quantitative terms, and it is very difficult to set quantitative standard for human behavior, efficiency, less job satisfaction, employees' morale, etc. In such cases, judgment depends upon the discretion of managers. No control on external factors. An enterprise cannot control the external factors such as government policy, technological changes, changes in fashion, change in competitors' policy, etc. So there is a limitations. Very first factor says that difficulty in setting quantitative standards. Controlling, definitely students, it becomes very difficult to set always the quantitative standards, because quality way we can maintain, but quantitative way it is very difficult to assign the standard according to the employees. It loses its effectiveness when standards of performance are not able to achieved in quantitative terms, and it is very difficult to set a quantitative standard for human behavior efficiently, levels, job satisfaction, employees' morale, etc. In such cases, judgment depends upon the discretion of the managers. No control on external factors. Definitely students, there is no control on the external factors by the controlling, because like technological environment, when we are having the legal environment, political environment, on that type of things we cannot do complete controlling. Our controlling cannot play a vital role, and enterprise cannot control the external factors, government policy, technological changes, you know very well. Resistance from employees. Employees often resist control, and as a result effectiveness of control reduces. Employees feel control reduces or curtails the freedom. Employees may resist and go against the use of cameras to observe them minutely. So this is the resistance from employees. Employees often resist, means they don't want to be in the controlling. They want to be free from the control. Likewise, the things happens. Control costly affairs. Definitely, in the big organization, people are hired, experts are hired for controlling the things. Control is then it becomes an expensive process. It involves lot of time and effort. Sufficient attention has to be paid to observe the performance of the employees. To install an expensive control system, organization have to spend large amount of money. Management must compare the benefits of controlling system with the involved in installing them. The cost is very higher in many of the situation. It depends on the objective of the organization. The benefit must be more than the cost involved, then only controlling will be effective, otherwise it will lead to inefficiency. Limitations of controlling, when we say student, there are the following limitations of controlling: difficulty in setting quantitative standards, no control on external factors, resistance from employees, costly affair. Relationship between planning and controlling are as follows. The planning and controlling function of management are very closely related. The relation between both the function is explained below. Nature and concept. Planning is the basic function of every enterprise. As planning, we decide what is to be done, when it is to be done, how it is to be done, and whom it must be done, by whom it must be done. Planning bridges the gap between where we are today and where we want to reach. This we have learnt in the planning chapter itself. Now controlling, when we relate it with controlling means keeping a check that everything is done in the proper way in accordance with the plan or not. If there is any deviation, then taking preventive measures to stop that deviation and to be work according to the plan. The meaning of controlling makes it clear that controlling function is undertaken for right and timely implementation of the plan. So the success of the plan depends on the proper controlling. A proper planning can work out strongly when the proper controlling is also there on the work. Then only it can be done. So that is the point relation, very first relationship. Planning and controlling are interdependent, interlinked. Definitely students, they are correlated to each other, because controlling can be done when the plans are made and the things are as organized. If there is no plan, for what thing we will be doing controlling. So controlling, proper plan is needed. Planning and controlling function always coexist or have to exist together as one function, depends on the other. The controlling function compares actual performance with the standard, with the planned performance, and if there is no planned performance, then controlling managers will not be able to know whether the actual performance is okay or not. The base for comparison or the yardstick to check is given by planning to controlling function. On the other hand, the planning function is also dependent on controlling function, as plans are not made only on papers, but also these has to be followed and implemented on the organization. The controlling function makes sure that everyone follows the plan strictly. Continuous monitoring and checking controlling function makes it possible that everyone follows the plan. So both the functions are interlinked and interdependent for each other. A successful execution of both the functions, planning and controlling, must support each other. For example, if the workers have produced 800 units, the manager can know whether it is adequate or not only when there is a standard production set up by the planners. So base of comparison comes from planning only. On the other hand, if the standard target is 1000 units, then controlling managers make sure that there is improvement in the performance and the employees achieve the set targets. Planning and controlling are both backward looking as well as forward looking. Definitely student, planning and controlling are both forward looking as well as backward, because planning we are making has by seeing the past plan, past work which we have done. On the basis of that, future plans are made. Same way controlling is done on the behavior of the person which already done. So it is made on the backward by seeing the backward things happening, and we make plan for the forward things. So controlling is backward looking because, like a postmortem of past activity, the manager looks back to previous year's performance to find out deviations from standard planning, so as to guide by past experience and feedback report of controlling function for the future period of time. Planning is forward looking because plans are made for the future. It involves looking in advance and making policy for maximum utilization of resources in future. Controlling is also forward looking because controlling does not end only by comparing but past performance with standard. It involves finding the reason for deviation and suggests the measure so that these deviations do not occur in future period of time. So this statement that planning is forward looking and controlling is backward looking, it only partially correct, as planning and controlling are both forward looking as well as backward looking. So this was the relationship, student. I hope you have understood the particular controlling chapter. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.